Hi everybody, my name is Stephanie Thiessen and I'm your GelMoment independent distributor. Today I'm going to show you some tips for painting a clean manicure as well as some tricks for tidying up your manicure before curing in case you get any polish on your cuticle line or your skin. Clean application is essential to the durability of your manicure. It prevents premature lifting, chipping, and peeling. My first tip is to remove as much of the polish off of your brush as you possibly can. In the top left corner, you can see that I'm using the swirling method to swirl the brush out of the polish bottle, which helps you remove as much of the polish as you can off of the brush. It is always better to go back and get more polish than it is to have to remove the polish off of the nail because you have way too much polish on the nail plate for a clean application. You can see the difference in the two videos. The top left corner shows a very thin coat of polish, which allows you to have precise application of the polish onto the nail. When you have too much polish on your brush, no matter how hard you try, you are not going to be able to paint a nice clean manicure. The polish will be applied too thick, and it will be hard to keep it from pooling and running down your sidewalls or along the cuticle line because there's just too much polish on the nail plate. Often ladies say that they are unable to cap their nails cleanly because their nails are just too short. The problem is that when you cap your nail with too much polish on the brush, it ends up pooling underneath the nail and creating a mess. When you are capping your nail, remove as much of the polish off of the brush as you can. This will help you cap the nail cleanly without having excess amounts of polish pooling underneath your nail. Removing as much polish as you can off of the brush before you begin painting is really the trick to painting a clean manicure. The swirling method works really well to remove as much of the polish off of the brush as you can, including off of the stick. Oftentimes the polish will run down the stick and onto the bristles of the brush, which create pooling of the polish on the nail plate. With very little polish on the brush, it makes painting down along your sidewalls and up to your cuticle line very easy. You don't have excess pooling of polish along the sidewalls, where you'll end up seeing darker areas appear in the polish. That's where the polish has pooled and is too thick to cure. You'll notice that capping is also a lot easier. You don't have a mess of polish underneath your nail that you need to clean up before curing. Painting a clean manicure without getting polish on your skin or your cuticle line is ideal. But what if you don't have a steady hand or you do happen to get polish on your skin or your cuticle line? Here are a few tips for cleaning up your manicure before curing. Some ladies will use a fine brush dipped in rubbing alcohol to clean up areas where there's polish on the skin or the cuticle line. I prefer to use the cuticle pusher with wiping it on an alcohol swab. I find that this helps you clean up along the cuticle line, creating a little bit of a gap between the cuticle line and the polish on your nail, as well as it helps to clean up down along the sidewalls, getting down into those areas a little bit better than a brush would. Earlier I was talking about the darker areas where the polish has pooled along the sidewalls, and you can clearly see here there are some areas along the sidewall where the polish has pooled, which may cause the polish not to cure fully. And you may find that you'll have lifting from those corners, which will cause your polish not to last as long. Cleaning up underneath the free edge of the nail is very important, especially if you have excess polish that has pooled underneath there from application with a brush that has too much polish on it. When you do clean up underneath the nail, using the pointed end of the cuticle pusher will help you to clean that up easily, and then you're ready to do a full cure before you apply your second coat. I'm continuing to apply polish to my nail with too much polish on the brush. I'm doing this to show you that when you have too much polish on the brush, you're unable to see if your coat on your nail is thin enough. This coat is too thick. You'll see here how much polish I actually will remove from the nail. When the polish is applied too thick to the nail, it won't cure properly, and you'll see in the top left corner how the polish will bubble after a little bit of time because it's not fully cured all the way through. If you have a few small areas where you've gotten polish on your skin, you can take your alcohol swab and just fold it so you have a pointed corner. This will help you to easily wipe up and clean any polish that you have gotten on your skin in areas that are easily accessible, where you're not going to wipe the polish off the nail plate with the alcohol swab. I'm continuing to use too much polish on the brush for this third coat, and you can see that even though I'm trying to cleanly apply it to the nail plate, with too much polish on the brush, it's just not easy to do without getting polish on your skin. This application is again too thick, so I am removing polish off of the nail plate and wiping it back into the bottle to make sure that I have a nice thin coat of polish on the nail plate before curing. Tidying up your manicure before curing can be a little bit time consuming, so make sure that you remove as much of the polish off of the brush before you begin applying the polish to your nail plate, and you'll have a lot easier time applying it cleanly and more precisely to the nail so that you have a nice clean manicure that doesn't require a lot of cleanup. Clean application means a longer lasting, more durable manicure. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, please feel free to let me know. Thanks so much for watching.